Good evening, Rashi. Good evening, Lucanio. This is just a sound check from my side. Hope you can hear me clearly.
We can hear you clearly. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucanio. Ladies and gents, thanks for your patience. We'll start straight away. At our table seated are Rashi Erasmus, the Director of Rugby, also the coach for this evening, and the captain of the evening of the victorious SAA side, Lucanio Am. And we'll go straight to our questions. And Percy, good evening. Thank you.
Good evening, Rayan. Goeienaand, Rashi. Good evening, Lucanio. Rashi, sorry, I'm going to start in Afrikaans if possible. Kan jy my dalk net 'n opsomming gee van hoe jy die wedstryd het, meneer, en wat jy die vorentoe kan neem?
Ja, Percy, I really didn't. I couldn't worry from.
Ek vra net Rashi, hoe net 'n opsomming van in Afrikaans hoe jy die wedstryd opsom, meneer, en wat kan jy neem?
Okay, in Afrikaans, ja, hallo Percy, good evening everybody. Ja, ek dink die wedstryd was soos ek gedink het hy gaan wees. Ons het gedink ons gaan op die stadion begin moeg raak en omdat ons weet 'n week lank in die hotelkamers moes sit en 2 oefeninge gehad het, so ons het gedink ons gaan moeg raak. Ek dink die 2 geel kaarte ons op stadion met 13 man was, obviously daar het ons ook kwaai gesukkel. Maar overall dink ek om net 13 punte of so iets af te staan is nie te sleg nie. Ek dink dit was 'n brilliant game, maar ek dink regtig dit was 'n also intense game, 'n fisiese game. Dit wat ons nodig gehad het voor 'n harde toetsreeks wat kom. En so overall was nie baie beserings nie. Jy weet ons gaan dan 'n hele klomp manne terugkry. En om 'n lang antwoord gee, maar jy weet mense vergeet Frans van Lerbe, Bongie Bonambi, Ernie Snyman, Lodi Jager, Dwight Vermeulen. Jy weet daar's regtig nog 'n klomp manne wat Frans Steyn, Henry Pollard en Mapimpi. So as 'n klomp manne wat nog moet terugkom in die mix, maar ek dink daar het 'n klomp manne vanaand hulle hand opgesteek en regtig ek sal sê nie goed gespeel nie, maar regtig met 'n klomp wat self Afrikaanse woord guts. Met 'n klomp wetywering gespeel, is dit die regte woord is.
Thank you, Percy. Thank you, Rassi. If you can, just for the benefit of our international media contingent, the question was asked to Rassi just in brief, his impressions of the game this evening.
Oh, was it in English? Okay, so yeah, overall, good evening, everybody. So yeah, we got what we expected from the Lions, physical, really slick handling, and brutal confrontations. I think that's what we needed, and I think that's what they also received from our side. I don't think from the side where I stood, it looked really intense and physical. We needed that, and then overall, I think the guys, when we had 2 yellow cards, 13 men at one stage, that obviously didn't help. But then to still keep them out to only 13 points, I think that was pretty okay. The defense was good there. I know they had 2 tries that was, could have been awarded. Could have gone either way. They actually went our way, so I think they were a bit fortunate. But overall, maybe just to conclude and say that, I don't want to bore you with them. There's other guys that didn't play today. But I think the guys that are supposedly going to make the test squad, but the guys that did play, I think they put up their hand, maybe not with silky skills, but definitely with intent.
Thank you, Rassi. And over to Ken Boland. Good evening, Ken.
Evening, Ron. Thanks very much. Well done, Rassi. Well done, Lucania. Rassi, maybe we're just a bit pessimistic, but that first half you must have been pretty impressed by. I mean, there was some great counter-attacking play, 2 wonderful tries. The defence just before half-time, I mean, that was absolutely incredible. And the second half, as you said, the guys were always going to get tired. I mean, you must be really, really pleased with the character that the guys showed, though.
We don't want to run away with emotions and things like this, but it was tough. Jock is our head coach and he's our defense coach, and he was coaching us virtually, really physically virtually for 10 days, and he can join us only in 2 days' time. And then Felix, our attack coach, is also coaching us virtually from Johannesburg at this stage, or from Rosebank and Joburg at this stage. So I think the way the players. We were coached online and we had 2 training sessions. So we knew we were going to run out of steam. But sometimes, situations like this makes you a little bit tighter and I want to say the old cliche, but the guys played with a lot of heart today. And if that's there, then you can fix the technical and tactical things. So yes, we are proud of that, but we know that alone won't win us the series which starts next weekend. So there's, yes, but we're proud of that, but a lot of technical and tactical work that we must get right.
Thank you, Rassie. Craig Lewis.
Thanks, Ray. Evening, guys. Rassie, if I could just ask for an injury update. We saw Willie going off in the second half, and perhaps just an update on the plans for the weekend and possibly another warm-up game.
Yeah, let's start with the weekend. So as you know, we now at the game today, and we've got two options for Saturday. You know, depending on what COVID cases pop out where. I know the Lions got the Stormers on Saturday, and we at this stage are going to play the Bulls. The Bulls went into quarantine for us as a backup, and depending if there's any outbreaks in the Bulls or in the Sharks or the Stormers teams, I think if there's any positive cases there, then the best thing will probably be for us to play the Lions again on Saturday. I'm not sure if people want to do that. I think that will be the safest. But if everything goes according to plan, we will play the Bulls and they will play the Stormers on Saturday. And then to give our other guys a fair opportunity, because we're a group of 46 and they've straightened their asses off and they haven't really got the opportunity, some of the guys. Injuries, I think Willie has a hamstring that's a little bit sore, and I think Jasper at the end has an injury. That was his ankle, I think. Apart from that, it was all tactical subs because the guys were really tired. So I think it's only those two guys that are concerns at this stage.
Thank you, Rassie. Ashfaq Mohammed, you're up next. Ashfaq, can you hear me? Doesn't look like it. Okay, we'll move over to Leighton Koopman.
Hi, Rassie. Hi, Lucanio. Rassie, just for you, do you think after this performance from the SAA side and especially the physicality that they brought so shortly before the test, do you think Warren Gatland will be wanting to play the guys again?
No, listen, I know Warren really well, and he's one of the guys that I respect in world rugby. And and if he doesn't want to play, it will definitely not be because that they're afraid of us. It will be because of maybe their season or their tour is planned around certain permutations and stuff. It will definitely not be because we're more physical than them. I know him really well. I'm good friends with him. So yes, if he can't play and he won't play, it's definitely not because they're scared of us. That I can promise you. It will probably be more because they wanted to play certain games at certain stages. So no, I think both me and him knows, both him and Jacques knows, because from today I'm relieved again from this job, and Jacques is back in the saddle. I think both him and Jacques knows how tough next week Saturday will be. So next week Saturday. So no, I don't think he'll be afraid. Probably has other plans and other planning in his mind.
Thank you. We're going to move on swiftly to Lloyd Bernard. Good evening, Lloyd.
Thanks, Ray. How's it, everyone? Well done, guys. Congrats. Lucanio, I just wanted to check from your side. I mean, it's not the green and gold jersey, but being surrounded by so many of the guys who did that thing in 2019 and skippering today. I mean, how special was that for you to be reunited with those guys again?
Yeah, I think it was a very special occasion for me, and coming with great results. It was a cherry on top. But with all the experience around me and the other leaders, we shared all the responsibilities and made my job quite easy. So yeah, I was very chuffed with our performance and me leading the team.
Thank you. And we have one or two more questions before we move on to our mix zone. Good evening, Nathan.
Hi, thanks, Rayan. Lucanio, well done. Coach Rassie, this is Nathan speaking. I think it was early on. I think it was Craig Lewis touched base on injury updates. Can you give us a brief update on Dwayne Vermeulen? Maybe Doc Mampani spoke to you, maybe consulted with you on his update on his injury report.
Yeah, Dwayne is currently rehabbing with the Bulls, but he's is touch and go. I think for the second or the last test match. I think the big question is always, how match fit. And you saw today, for guys who hasn't played for a while and who played at this intensity, I think a guy like Alwyn Jones will struggle, who's been out for a while. I think Dwayne Vermeulen will struggle. But I think if you can have the right combinations next to him, the right substitutions, and maybe again goes to the 6-2 split, then you can counter things like that. So he's definitely in our plans. But it's not a definite way I can tell you, listen, yeah, it's going so well in his rehab that he's definitely going to be there in the second test or the third test. But there is a good possibility. But we're not banking on that at this stage.
Okay, we're taking our second last question. And Mark Gleeson, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Can I just check? Peter Steff went off for HIA and did not come back on again. Is that serious or not?
Oh, look, with all the good evening, it's always funny when you call me sir. Please call me Rassi in future. No, with all honesty, I think he actually passed it. But it's although it was a massive game and we really wanted to win the game, I promise you, I think Warren also wanted to win the game. That's why we're doing drop goals at the end and stuff like that. And it was really, both teams wanted to win the game. But I think that was really precaution when I chatted the last few seconds before Peter Steff was, he was actually, it sounded like he was cleared, but we just thought that it would be stupid to get him onto the park in a game that we know only in 10 days' time the real test matches start. So he'll definitely be fit when the real ones start.
Thank you. And our last question, Vuyo.
Thanks, Rayan. Congratulations, gentlemen. To Rassi, before the match, we were speaking about just game time for the boys, and I wanted to get a sense of, looking at tonight's performance, how much of the needle have we moved towards the target that will sort of satisfy you before the test comes in? And maybe to Lukhanyo as well, Cheslin's performance tonight, just your thoughts.
Yeah, you first want to go and Cheslin.
Okay. I think Chip Cheslin is an outstanding player, and he brings a lot of energy, in the team and in the back line. He's had an amazing season in France, and whenever he's wearing the green and gold jersey, he's one of the key performances, in the team. So once again, played really well today. We moved him around, covering every position that he could. Yeah, he's such a talent. So it's really nice having players like Chelsea in the team.
Yeah, and just on game time, I think the guys that we're obviously worried about at this stage who didn't even play against Georgia, or did play against Georgia, but then got infected after that. Obviously worries our Frans Malherbe, Bongi Munambi, Lode Jager, RG, I think will be touch and go, maybe the second test in the series. Sia Kolisi, obviously Dwayne Vermeulen, as I said, then Andre Pollard, Mapimpi, Frans Steyn. So I think the guys that we had in our group now tonight, I think apart from Herschel, we would have loved to give him more time, but then we got the yellow card and we got so many forwards with cramps and stuff at the end, so he had to play weak. So I think it would have been great to give Herschel some more time. I think Damian Willems really played well when he came on at centre, and I thought Damian Dalende played really well for a guy who hasn't played for a while. So I think the challenge now is to get a proper game time for the boys on Saturday. That is part of the party, and maybe put a guy like Damian Dalende again in on Saturday to get him to 60, 80 minutes to see how good he is for the test matches. And then how do we integrate the COVID cases, guys who's coming in drips and drabs from Joburg. Some are coming in Thursday, some are coming in Friday, some are coming in Saturday as they get released from the COVID quarantine period. So in all fairness, I think we're probably 70, 80% happy with the game time, but there's probably 20, 30% that we will have to manage really well.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, ladies and gents. Thank you, Rassi, and thank you, Lukhanyo, and well done on your victory tonight. I'm going to excuse you now and pause the press conference briefly so that we can make way for Jasper and Cheslin. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Well done.
Bye-bye.
I didn't know if I would make brown man. A brown flavor.
It's excellent powder.
So.
Yes, kan julle my sien?
I can hear you, Cheslin. Good evening. Good evening, Cheslin, and good evening, Jasper. Ryan here on the other side. Good evening, ladies and gents, and thank you for your patience and for the brief pause. And I'm going to go straight into the questions. It's late already, and therefore I'm going to questions. And Daniel Gallen, you're up first. Thank you.
Hi, thank you. Can you hear me? Am I
Yes,
unmuted?
go ahead, please. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Well done, guys, on a great performance tonight. Just a little off the field. The Springboks and South African rugby has meant so many things to so many people over the last few years. I just wonder if events that have been occurring around the country have been spoken in the camp. Has that been used and as motivation to bring joy to people?
Yeah, 100%. I think you just basically touched up on the enjoyment. I think once the Springboks gets to play, the whole nation gets behind us and supports us, especially with what's currently happening in South Africa, in Durban and everything. I think for us to come out and perform the way we performed tonight, to just show our character and just give hope to so many people out there. I think yeah, there's so many that looks up to the Springboks, and yeah, what we can do is basically just do our best and put smiles on so many people's faces, especially through difficult times out there. But yeah, it hasn't been easy the past week or two, especially not getting a lot of preparation done. But yeah, just super proud for the character that the boys have shown and what the management has come up in terms of the plan too.
Thank you, Cheslin. Nathan?
Gentlemen, congratulations on the victory today. This is a question for both of you guys. Ches, you played against some of these guys in European Championship, and then you, Jasper, again against these guys in the Gallagher Premier League. Can you guys give us a brief your guys' views on the level of did you guys expect the level of intensity and the physicality in today's game?
Yeah, you know everybody's going to make a step up when it comes to this level. I think the guys just showed character today, as Jesse said. We had minimum preparation for the game with everything going on, and I just think everybody they prepped us well in terms of they're gonna come for us, they're gonna gun for us. So I think the boys handled that pretty well.
Thank you. Cheslin?
Maybe just to touch up on what Jasper said is the intensity, they definitely tried to ramp that up, and for us it was just to hang in there, stay tight and just make sure that we stay in the fight. And man, what the boys has delivered on the field was definitely that, and that was mostly the information and the detail what the coaches wanted from us, especially with not getting as much training and everything done. It's just character and just to show the pride once you have that, you pull that jersey over, and that's exactly what the boys done. But in saying that, there's definitely a lot of things we can work on. But yeah, just super proud and looking forward to the next couple of weeks.
Thank you. Ken Boland?
Thanks, Jan. Hi, Cheslin. Hi, Jasper. Very well played, both of you. Cheslin, you obviously scored a great try from a kick you received. Oh, you didn't score a great try. Sorry, you set up a great try from a kick you received. Who do you think won the kicking battle today, and what did you make of the Lions using so many kicks inside your 22, a lot of cross kicks?
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of teams start to put pressure on each other, and once it's all teams that just has the patience to wait for the perfect moments to counter attack. Once the defense lines are not up in chasing, I think there's definitely opportunities, especially with the outside backs that we're blessed with in this country. And for me, it's not just about me, but I think the hard work that the boys have put up in front to make sure that we keep them in their 22, and the kicks that we received it's kicks that we are always going forward. And for us, it's just to capitalize on that whenever there's opportunities. And yeah, I definitely don't take any credit for everything, but just for all the boys for making sure that our backline guys are always going forward and we can capitalize on certain opportunities like tonight. Yeah, I think you just have to sum up what the defense is bringing and hopefully bring a bit of X factor. And yeah, there's quite a lot in this team.
Okay, thank you. Now we go over to Ashfaq Mohammed. It doesn't seem like he's listening in tonight, although his hand is raised. Leighton Koopman, you up next. Okay, thank you. Fatima.
I'm sorry, I'm here, Ryan. Yes, just people in my room. Apologies for that. Chizzy, just in terms of playing in Cape Town and not on the Highveld, the first couple of days, especially coming out of a quarantine, do you think that assisted you guys tonight in containing the onslaught of the Lions?
Yeah, I think the Lions has played quite a few games up in the Highveld, and I'm sure they've been getting their second place in terms of that. And for us, just to get the first game behind us in Cape Town, a city that I'm quite familiarized, and a lot of the boys within the team, I think it definitely helped us just to get the first stepping stone behind us, especially with the performance boys as laid out. But in saying that, wherever you play, you just want to give your 100%, and no matter where it is, the Springbok stands for so many things. And once you pull over that jersey, it's pride, it's honor, and you just want to leave everything in there because there's been so many players in the past that's been doing that. And for us, we're privileged to be where we are now and build up our own legacy that we can try and leave behind. And yeah, I think probably going up to the Highveld is also going to be another challenge, but I think the boys will definitely adapt quite well.
Okay, our second last question. Thank you, Jesslyn. Fatima, good evening. Very briefly, thank you, Fatima.
Evening, Ryan. Thanks for that, Cheslin. I just had a question. Did you feel as though the team lived up to their potential this evening?
Yeah, 100%. I think with minimum preparation, there was a plan and everything that the coaches wanted us to do, and we've definitely done that. We had to show a bit of character out there, especially defending for quite a number of phases on our trial, and not allowing them to score definitely shows the fight that the boys has, and I think that's what we pride ourselves on, and that's how you get a lot of energy at the end of the day. And yeah, just honestly super proud, and for us now is to stay humble, go up into the next week, or I think tomorrow when we get back to training, to make sure that we just keep on improving on our skills and what the coaches want from us. I have to give credit to the forwards for what they've done, just defending all the time, and man, that's how you get energy, and that's how you get excitement at the same time that you can't wait to like just attack again. So yeah, it was definitely amazing.
Thank you, Chessie, and we finish off with Percy.
Ek sê vir jou baie dankie, Ryan. Goeienaand, Simoniere, baie geluk met julle oorwinning vanaand. Jasper, kan ek begin met jou? Jasper, kan ek net vra, hoe som jy jou vertoning vanaand op in die Spaans vertoning? En daar's natuurlik baie vakature op die oomblik vir daai toetsgroep. Hoe dink jy wat moet nog vir jou persoonlik gedoen word om moontlik 'n plek los te speel in daai toetsgroep? En dan Cheslin, net kortliks vir jou. Jy was natuurlik die speler van die wedstryd gewees. Baie geluk. Waar dink jy moet julle nog aan werk voor julle regmaak vir daai groot toetsreeks wat volgende naweek begin?
Ja, ek dink is dit reg as ek Afrikaans praat? Ja, ek dink jy moet elke week dis nie 'n kwessie van jy speel jou plek los en jy bly daar. Hier is soveel potensiaal in die groep. En jy moet elke week moet jy 'n step up maak. Ek meen soos Jessie ook gesê het, ou kan nie krediet vat vir enige werk wat jy doen nie, want die ouens rondom jou maak dit so maklik vir jou om energie van hulle af te trek. En ouens wat jou lig, wat jou optel. Ek meen dit help definitief 'n ou wat ek is nie baie lank hierdie, maar dit help my definitief. En ek meen ek kan geensins enige krediet vat nie. Die ouens trek net en wys hard elke dag. Al raak dit hoe taai. Ek meen soos Jessie ook gesê het, daar in ons 22 waar ons gedefend het en gedefend het en die punte afgestaan het, dit help 'n ou. En net ja, persoonlik moet 'n mens elke week 'n step op maak. Ek dink jou spanne, jou plek is ooit gesement in die span nie. Jy moet elke week harder werk en wys wat jy hier wil wees.
Dankie. Jessie?
To latch up on that, for me, it's not a man of the match. For me, it's definitely a man of the match for this whole team, especially with the layoff that we had back in Johannesburg, not getting as much preparation done. But I think the boys definitely adapted quite well in terms of scenarios on the field. I think just a simple example, we expected them to kick quite deep box kicks onto the wings and fullbacks. They ended up kicking them quite short, and just for example, like for Jasper that managed to get out and just cover those short kicks, it just shows you that there's so many talent all around, and guys just willing to adapt each and every time as well. So yeah, it's definitely not about any person. We all humbled, we all privileged to be where we are and wear this jersey. So there's so many talent that could have been on that field and probably do the exact same job. So we're definitely blessed in terms of having amazing players in the group, and I'm sure once each and every player gets that opportunity to get on the field, they definitely want to lay down their foot to show to the coaches what they can do and what they can bring to the team.
Thank you, Cheslin, and thank you, Jasper. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. That then conclude our press conference for this evening. Thank you very much. Be safe and catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It is. But I think it's in Angola. I think it's at Katima Maluya. That's what I heard them say. So,